Hello again and welcome to our property valuation tutorial, and today we're going to cover step 2. In step 1 we got some pictures of a property in Birkenhead in the Wirral in Merseyside. We told everyone it was 4 bedroom, 2 bathroom, 3 reception room, freehold, had gardens front and rear, and it was a semi-detached. And we got a photograph image here of the property via Google Street View, and this is a bigger photograph of it there. So as you can see, it is a bit of a scruffy property, and that's what we purchased. So now we're going to do step 2. So we're going to look at its rental potential. So there are various types of property rentals. Most people are just aware of a single let property where a family moves into a house and they rent it from the council, they rent it from a private landlord or a housing association. But there are other types of rental as well, and depending on your type of property, we can put it in front of different types of property investors and landlords, and they will offer different prices accordingly, and this will give you an indication of why. So first things first is, we know it's a 4-bed semi-detached property, and we want to know what properties of similar size and build are being advertised for. So we simply click this button and it opens up a statistical website that the industry, like the letting agents and estate agents, use, and they all collate their information together, and this company called home.co.uk put it all together, so it's nice and easy for us to look at. So we're looking at, there are 6 properties for rent in this postcode, and if we look down here of similar design, there's a 4-bed terrace here, 4-bed terrace there, 4-bed terrace there, 4-bed terrace, 4-bed semi. Okay, and they range in price of £550 per calendar month, or 144 to 156 a week. So if we hedge our bets and say if you're going to go for a whole house, 4-bed terrace or a 4-bed semi at 550. Okay, so we go back to our sheet and we put in here 550. Just roll the mouse down. Where's 550? There's 550. Okay, and select monthly, and that now is showing on our graph here, or our bar chart, so that we can do a comparison. Next one we're going to look at is a house of multiple occupancy and its potential if the house was converted into that. So to do that, we're going to look at the rental rates. So we click on this button and it opens up a new tab in your browser. Obviously if you're using an iPad, it may not do that. The best way of doing this sort of work is to do it on a flat PC at home, but you can use an iPad if you want to. So to rent a room in this area, the average rent is £373 per calendar month. So we go back in here and we look up 373 per month. And now we look at the occupancy rate. Now, in a house of multiple occupancy, you can't rent all the rooms all the time. It'd be nice if you could, but in Merseyside and places like that, the occupancy rate is around about, say, 70%. And the next question we need to find out is, how many reception or bedrooms are smaller than 6.5 metres squared or 70 square feet? Well, you might not know. So what you do, you get a tape measure and you go to the smallest reception or bedroom in the house, and you take a measurement. So you measure its width here and you measure its length there. So you choose your measurement, whether you want to use feet or meters. So let's assume it's feet, and we'll put in, say, right, well, the room was 7 foot or feet by 6.5 feet. You click on there and straight away the calculator says that room is illegal to rent. Stop, it's too small. Well, that's good, because now you can add it to this total. So you just select 1. and then you move on to the next room, and so on and so forth. And then you'll soon get an idea what can and can't be rented. So say you went in a room and it was 15 feet by 12. Okay, straight away that tells you that's suitable as a double room. Okay, and you wouldn't alter this total here. Okay, so going by that, this house of multiple occupancy has a potential rent of £1,567 per calendar month. And the next step is just to copy that postcode, because we're going to need it in a minute. And now we're going to look at serviced accommodation. Now with serviced accommodation, that's where you rent a room or a whole property on a nightly basis, a bit like a hotel room. And properties such as these are being converted all the time into what's called serviced accommodation. So you go in, you've got nice new towels, everything's made, the bed's done, the garden's looked after, you don't do anything except cook your own meals. So let's look on Airbnb's website. Recent searches, I've already done it for Alpha Drive, but you just put in the postcode there. Excuse me. And now we wait for a map to appear on the right hand side. And it gives you an indication of prices on a nightly basis. So they range between £19 to £65. So let's look at the quality by looking at the images. So let's see, we've got a, say, cosy terraced house there at £23 per night. So we'd be on a safe bet there. Or a double room in Port Sunlight Village, which is on this side of the Mersey, and that's going for £31. So if you split the difference and said say it was £26 a night, you could go in here and put in £26. I'll find £26. And the same again, how many reception or bedrooms are smaller this time by 10.22 metres or 110 square feet? Okay, so same again, you put your room sizes in there. Well, we already know that you've got one room that's too small, so we put that in there to start off with, and then you're going to have to, same again, measure the rooms and use this calculator, and it'll tell you whether or not it's legal or not. If you get a double or a single, then you don't have to add any to this total. So let's assume on this property, if you just look at it, when they built this property, the rooms were built at a fair old size. So you can see it's got a window here and a window here. That's going to be a big room. Same on this one, same on that one, same on that one. That one there, if it is a room on its own, which it isn't, but if it was, then that's probably going to be a single, and that definitely needs measuring to make sure it doesn't break the law if you were renting it out. So let's assume that's right. And how many reception or bedrooms are smaller than that? Well, we'll put none of them. And now the next question is, what's its occupancy rate? Well, let's hedge our bets and say it's got an occupancy rate of, say, 60%. So 60% of the time the rooms are rented and 40% of the times the rooms aren't rented. That would give it a potential rental each month of £2,847. Now, if that sort of room potential is there and the repair bills aren't too large, then you're going to get a good offer from someone who deals with serviced accommodation. You're not going to get the same offer from someone who's a single tenant who would just live in it as a single family. They are just like chalk and cheese. They just don't relate. So as you can see there's a quick comparison. If you do a single tenancy and stick a family in it, you get 550. If you do it as a house and multiple occupancy, it's 3 times that, near enough. And if you do it by that one, it's 550. Ooh, that's what, 4-5 times nearly the income as a single tenancy. And that property, despite it being scruffy, becomes a lot more attractive. So that's that section done. That was section 2. The next one is section 3, price history. We'll see you on the next video.